Why do we always wait until the last minute? We can spend thousands of words, dozens of pages debating a topic, yet only start writing a few days before the deadline. It's 11:59, the deadline to submit the draft assigned by the boss, but at 11:58, we're still frantically typing away. Clearly, we have a long time to prepare, yet we're always being chased by deadlines. So, why do we procrastinate? Procrastination is a psychological term referring to the human tendency to slow down, put things off, not want to immediately start a necessary task, or have the mindset of waiting a while before getting it done. Professor Joseph Ferrari, a psychology professor at DePaul University in Chicago, discovered that approximately 20% of adults are chronic procrastinators. This number is higher than those suffering from depression, phobias, anxiety attacks, and even alcohol addiction. From a psychoanalytic perspective, Sigmund Freud viewed people's evasive thoughts and unwillingness to start work as psychological defense mechanisms. This is a strategy created by the ego to distract our thoughts and bodies. It protects the mind from emotions and thoughts that the conscious mind cannot cope with. For example, when faced with the task of writing an essay, procrastinators unconsciously use the defense mechanism of denial. This is a way of preventing the conscious mind from acknowledging external events, or they might admit something is true but downplay its importance. Sometimes people will accept the reality and seriousness of a problem, but deny their responsibility, blaming others or circumstances. For instance, you haven't started writing your thesis, but you deny this by thinking, "I'm already preparing, it's not like I haven't started yet." Or you deny the need to do the thesis right away by preparing early or late, believing it's not an issue because you've done it just a week before submission in the past. It must be admitted that in many cases, when deadlines are looming, many people feel more focused and write like a god, completing the task just in time. This is thanks to the effect of adrenaline, which breaks down glycogen into glucose. A safe level of glucose provides a source of energy for the brain to think, remember, and learn quickly. However, if the body has to constantly react to stress for a long time, the brain, immune system, and circulatory system will function poorly, leading to insomnia, poor resistance, or even anxiety disorders or obesity. The second defense mechanism that explains the habit of procrastination is rationalization. This is a cognitive distortion. If we want to escape a difficult situation, for example, you might tell yourself, "I'm not in the mood right now," or "I need to research more before starting these topics." You'll go online with the intention of finding research materials, but that was 3 hours ago. Now you're scrolling through endless TikTok transformation videos. Thus, hesitation isn't about your inability to manage time, but a way to cope with challenging emotions and negative moods caused by certain assigned tasks. Dr. Timothy Pitchell, a psychology professor at the University of Ottawa, also shares this view. Hesitation can be understood as prioritizing short-term mood satisfaction over training willpower to perform necessary, often unpleasant, actions. In summary, intellectually, we already intend to write the essay. However, it's our irrational and uncontrollable subconscious that stands in the way. So, what's the solution? You can't just simply say, "Stop procrastinating." That statement is completely ineffective, truly. We need to understand that procrastination isn't a choice. It's something most of us wish we didn't do. How do we not do it? However, there's one thing that will help you achieve 100% effectiveness: the 2-minute rule. In the TED Talk, Inside the Mind of a Master Procrastinator, author Tim Urban, editor of the Wait But Why website, offers a rather humorous perspective and a surprisingly simple solution. Specifically, inside the mind of a procrastinator, there's always a rational decision maker and an instant gratification monkey. This monkey is very mischievous, carefree, has no awareness of the past, and cares nothing for the future. This monkey often says, "Hey, just have a little more fun, it's fine." The only thing it cares about is maximizing pleasure and satisfaction in the present moment. It's not afraid to cause trouble and go against the rational decision maker. To deal with this monkey, the core is to fully understand it and its tricks. Therefore, the first task is purely tactical. Do something and ignore the monkey, letting it cause its ruckus. The 2-minute rule is precisely this. If you want to do something, go do it right now, within the next 2 minutes. Otherwise, that task might be delayed for a very long time or even never get done. 2 minutes here is merely a metaphor. It emphasizes the importance of immediate action. Just start with the simplest part of that task. This strategy is based on the principle that action is both the root and the result of motivation. And once you've taken one small, simple action, you'll build momentum, making the rest of the tasks feel easier. Dr. Pitchell shares this same view. Focusing on the next action calms our nerves and creates something called a healthy dose of self-deception. When starting a specific task, you can consider the next action as a mere possibility, asking yourself, what would be the next step? For example, for your essay, that task could be filtering out APA citations for your thesis, or finding more research to support argument A, B, or C. Don't wait to be in the mood to do anything. Motivation will come once you take that very first action. 2 minutes, 20 minutes, it all boils down to one word: discipline. The problem isn't that you lack motivation, it's that you imagine you need motivation to get work done. Motivation and discipline are two different concepts. Motivation means you're interested, so you'll do it. It's easily changeable, easily influenced by external factors. It comes and goes like any other feeling. Discipline, however, is linked to adherence. It takes time to build and practice. It compels you to do things you don't like, even boring tasks, but it's what will keep you going when your motivation disappears. So, have you found your satisfactory answer yet? When should you start?